Hotel brothers and sisters, Black Power, as always, giving honor to the Creator, giving honor to the ancestors. Chief of Staff, Brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, my father, my in-laws, and all of my subscribers and brothers and sisters who are fighting for the liberation and salvation of our black nation. Today, I'm celebrating the 2-year anniversary of the ascension of my sister. And, you know, with anyone that you're very, very close to, they're very, very mixed emotions, you know, because that was my closest friend, my closest sibling, you know, as well as a good friend, a good partner in crime. She knew some of my most inner secrets, which really I don't have any secrets that would shock anybody or make nobody pass out, but just a lot of things in terms of negative and criminal behavior. And she practically raised me. I've lived with her for over 20 years. And, you know, it's always a celebration, but at the same time, you know, to be honest, my sister left here, she passed of a broken heart. She wasn't spiritually broken, but just misunderstood and a lot of times unappreciated. So I know that, you know, I know what she felt. I know what she was going through because, you know, her significant other, he had made his ascension a year before, you know. So I know she comes to see me in dreams and things of that nature to let me know that everything is okay. But that's the type of person she was. She would always be concerned about the next person, not so much as herself. And that's how a lot of us will put other people before us. And that's just the love we have for our brothers and sisters. That's why I do what I do today. You know, but nevertheless, you know, she's a very strong person, and I know at some point we'll link up again. It may not be in the form that we met on. You know, I'm clear about that. So, you know, I honor and celebrate her today. Not necessarily a sad day, but a day of strength and power, because I know I wouldn't be where I'm at today if it wasn't for her transforming some of her energy to my journey. Because physics law teaches us that all energy is constant. It just changes form. You know, when you leave here, you go to another form. I truly know this, not believe. I truly know this from experience. So, and at the same time, you know, she's honored, remembered. A lot of times we share laughs together when I'm alone, you know, just for her to let me know that she's okay. You know, she's traveling on the ancestral realm along with my father and many more ancestors. And see, a lot of times the inevitable happens to us sooner than we anticipate or would like for it to happen. You know, so that's the part of life. That's why it's so important to do the things that you need to do, put the work in that you need to put in right now. You know, you always hear the elders say, give me flowers when I'm alive and things of that nature. So, you know, we honor those requests from our elders. I know I do. And so, you know, I just wanted to share a few moments, you know, to give her props, her honors, you know, and that, you know, she's truly missed, truly loved by those who have genuine love for, and that you forgive those who really didn't know who you were. Because a lot of times we'll be thinking we try to mask our guilt under the emotion of pain or sadness. Like we're really hurt, but we're really hurt because of the way we may have mistreated someone. And guilt can eat you up from the inside out or vice versa. So, I asked my sister to, give those a pass who didn't give you your props, because that's the type of person you were anyway. So, and once again, she really loved my queen. She really loved her. She really loved Queen Nzinga to no end. And and we here, we riding for you. We riding with you. And it's all good. And I have another person that I want to honor at this time. And that's brother, Chief of Staff, brother Harris Abdul of the Street Law Soldiers, who was the other half of the Street Law Soldiers. We created this movement together. I planted the seed, and together we cultivated it into a worldwide movement today. And so today is his birthday, 63 years old, but you couldn't tell him that he was 63 because he had the energy of a 33-year-old youngster. And as you see him in the middle with the beard, strong brother, very, very strong brother. We all started working in the juvenile corrections department together. And that's how we formed the Street Law Soldiers. Because we saw that there was nothing being done for the youth. So we decided to stretch out on our own. And the rest is history. However, he was stricken with cancer. And even going 3 years, the last 3 years of his life without a tongue. His tongue was amputated. And he had a hole in his throat and his neck in which he was fed. And I fed him a lot of times intravenously with medicine to replace the food. But he was still, even in that situation, he would still put his uniform on and he still fought to the end. Still fought to the end. So, and that was 3 years. So imagine rolling your tongue up for 20 seconds or 3 seconds. So he went 3 years, communicating by pen and paper and in excruciating pain because he refused to go out with a body pumped full of narcotics. And so he's remembered as well. And he's with my sister because they knew each other, and he was just another brother, another member of the family, my biological family. And it's just a blessing to have been able to meet someone of that magnitude because, friends are very, very hard to find, especially when it comes to male bonding without any strings attached, and just walk and fight white supremacy together. And so, I salute my brother, and, I know he's okay because, we always, the Queen and I, we always share laughs of the things that he used to do and say and how he used to laugh at me a lot. And so he was a prankster as well. So, but on the flip side of that, he was a straight fucking warrior. No chaser, no cut, or anything like that. You know, just a freedom fighter, a black liberator, a tactician, a strategician. You know, his strategies for black liberation were impeccable. So, and I picked up a lot of information and insight and wisdom from the elder brother. And so, once again, not only do we celebrate you on these days, we just let the world know who you are, but we celebrate you each and every day because you are a part of me and your energy still resides in me. So, and we say in the old African proverb, to replace the European words of peace and amen, we say Ashe, peace. And what I want to talk about briefly is something that I haven't talked about. This is my first time talking about, discussing this brother. And no one can tell me anything different. This is, brother, for those who don't know, Pastor Stephen Darby, a strong Hebrew Christian preacher who was a revolutionary Christian gospel preacher, if I put it right, and hope I described him right, because he was a revolutionary and he was murdered 2 years ago. No one can tell me anything different from a brother who was in top physical shape and all of a sudden just up and collapsed and died. And his sermons weren't about 12 disciples and Noah's Ark. His sermons consisted of the Illuminati, Hollywood, the pedophilia in Hollywood, in the music industry. He was a hardcore, thorough brother. And his entire family was the band and his queen. She was an enormously powerful and strong queen. And this brother, words cannot describe how strong this brother was. And if you want to get a better understanding opposed to how I'm describing this brother, just type in Pastor Stephen Darby. I believe he was down in I don't know if it's Tennessee or I forgot. It's somewhere down there, Kentucky or Tennessee. The brother was powerful, and he was murdered. I know this for a fact. His queen still continues to carry on the sermons and the weekly gathering, weekly services and whatnot. So you can always find him on YouTube. Powerful brother, but he was murdered. And once you begin to watch some of his videos, you will clearly understand what I'm talking about. And when you do, please contact me. Pastor Stephen Darby. Some of you may have heard of him. And this is what they do to us when we are strong, when we are powerful. And also I want to give a shout out to Sister OZ in Memphis, down near Shelby County, where those fucking devils, those white devil cracker motherfuckers that are in the West Virginia mountains that are surrounding the inner cities down there in the event of a racial insurrection. And that sister and I talked for a good while yesterday about preparation for this, and which I'll get to in a second. And I also want you to focus your attention, on this brother here. He's part of the when Marcus Garvey passed, he continued and picked up the torch and carried the legacy for Marcus Garvey, and that's brother Carlos Cooks of the National Garvey Pioneer Movement. And Carlos Cooks, he was the first brother that came up with the term "by black," and he was born in 1913 during the time of Garvey, Noble Drew Ali, and several other, Elijah Muhammad, and several other brothers. Here you see Carlos Cooks along with the brother Moses Powell, who picked up the torch in 1966 when Carlos Cooks made his ascension. Brother Moses Powell picked up the torch and carried on into the millennium. I'm not sure exactly the year Brother Moses Powell made his ascension, but I knew it was after Khalid Muhammad. And I had the pleasure of meeting Brother Moses Powell and his wife, Sister Darlene Powell, in Harlem. And they were very, very strong individuals. Those elders were very powerful. But like I said, I don't remember the exact year that the elder Moses Powell made the ascension, but he will always be remembered. He had an aura and a spirit about him, just like Dr. Khalid, Carlos Cooks, and Marcus Garvey. They were non-compromising with the devil. Now, when they were talking about all this shit about R. Kelly, and they use our people, they use niggas to talk about R. Kelly, right? And like I've been telling y'all, they never talk about these goddamn crackers, how nasty and filthy these motherfuckers are. I mean, they are filthy beyond comprehension. You remember the movie Poltergeist. I know a lot of you all remember that movie Poltergeist. Well, the little girl that played in Poltergeist, the one that had her hands on the TV and whatever, Heather O'Rourke was her name. Passed away when she was 12 years old. Now, the truth of the matter is, this devil here, Steven Spielberg, because it leaked out about this goddamn devil. Now, Steven Spielberg. Now, Heather O'Rourke died at the age of 12 years old. And she passed from cardiac arrest caused by septic shock due to intestinal stenosis, meaning her bowels were ruptured, where her bowels and anus was ruptured to the point where she lost consciousness. And it's no secret that Steven Spielberg fucks with little children. Now, I'm gonna tell you some stuff that I don't give a fuck how you take it. I don't give a fuck whether you believe it or not. You niggas can keep believing this goddamn cracker and how filthy and nasty and wicked he is all you want. But for those who know that I bring you information based on facts, not feelings, that Steven Spielberg was fucking this little girl anually as part of a ritual opposed to sacrificing the baby, the girl Heather O'Rourke, opposed to physically sacrificing her. She was involved in a sex ritual where Steven Spielberg, this nasty, blood-sucking, so-called white fucking Jew, was anally fucking Heather O'Rourke, that little girl, which caused a septic. She went in cardiac arrest, from septic. You know what a septic is? Shit. A septic tank. You've heard that term before. It's a toilet shit tank. Intestinal stenosis. A lot of times that comes from where a lot of these homosexuals be getting their shit. From being penetrated anally so much. And Steven Spielberg is a nasty motherfucker. Now I'm going to tell you something else he done. And that Debbie Allen, that wench, she knows she was wrong for allowing this shit to happen. When they were filming Amistad, the movie Amistad, and the scenes where they had those naked African children on the ships, Steven Spielberg and his nasty fucking crew of pedophilia motherfucking crackers were anally fucking those African children. And Debbie Allen, she knew this shit because she was the co-executive producer of that movie Amistad. And she had to say so. She could have blew the whistle and prevented this shit. But see, this would piss me off with a lot of you motherfuckers that come from Africa, Nigeria, and Ghana. You get over here. Not all of you. But a lot of you motherfuckers get over here with them swollen ass fucking toes and beat up fucking feet. You come over here and you turn your fucking nose up at the black man and woman who's been suffering over this motherfucker since day one. Knowing what you all do to get over here. You do more nasty shit to get over here. Then you have the nerve to play like you are a cut above the motherfucking slaves that are over here. And look how many of you get on your knees for the Catholic priest. Boys and girls to get over here. That's why a lot of you catapult in terms of your careers or any talents that you have, because a lot of you know what takes place and you refuse to go back to that shit or go back through that. And so you ensure by bringing your families over here and being financially secure that you or they won't have to endure that shit again. You can't fool me with that bullshit. Because I know some brothers and sisters from over there. And then you come over here and play like, when we go back home, I'd be glad we go back home. It's so beautiful. Nah, if it was all of that, your ass wouldn't have got on your knees and let the motherfucking priest bump your motherfucking ass out to get over here. So stop that bullshit. Then you come over here and then the jobs that you get are minimal. Servitude jobs, nurses, correctional officers. See, a lot of you are correctional officers because that's your way of getting back at the black man here. And a lot of you are worse than the goddamn cracker in them goddamn jails and prisons. So, I'm not buying that shit. And then a lot of you are nurses. You go in these fucking nursing homes. You mistreat our fucking elderly. And for those of you who have elderly relatives in them homes that don't go see them, fuck you. You should be ashamed of your goddamn self. You shouldn't be able to sleep at night knowing that your grandmother, your great aunts, and all of them are taking so much abuse and punishment from these motherfuckers. So, and to go back to Steven Spielberg, this little girl, lost her fucking life, behind a fucking ritual, that these goddamn devils perform. And then you stand up and get these motherfucking demons, these demonic goddamn snow monkeys, or when they get awards for best picture. Knowing what a lot of motherfuckers go through to get parts. And so they know that a lot of us are not paying this shit no mind. I was talking with the sister in Memphis last night, and it brought me to this question to ask you all. What are you going to do 20 minutes from now if a racial insurrection was to take place? All these thousands of militia groups come driving in jeeps, trucks, tanks out of these mountains. And these motherfucking police just start pulling, these cracker police just start pulling up, killing people of color, all in the street. Because it is said that blood will be high as a horse's brow in the streets. That's how high blood will be flowing in the streets. What will you niggas do? Because praying ain't gonna help. Because if you read scripture, we've been, the Almighty has given us 2,000 years to get our shit together. And getting on your knees is not going to help when this motherfucker got a gun pointed to your goddamn brain. Where are you going to run to? Where are you going to stay? What are you going to do? Because these motherfuckers are prepared. They damn near ready to rock and fucking roll. That's why the police are they're showing the arrogance that they're showing now as far as disrespecting black men all over. Because they are ready to throw down. But you're not. Right now it's Friday. You're thinking about the club. You're thinking about the fucking chitlin dinner at church. You're thinking about making salat. Thinking about going to the temple. You're thinking about everything except preparing for this goddamn cracker. And so, a lot of you all gonna get what's coming to you because you deserve it. But it's gonna be a lot of us that are gonna survive. What are you gonna drink? How much water? How much non-perishable items you got stored up? How much weapons you got? How many flashlights you got? How many shovels you got? How much gasoline do you have? Because you're going to need it. If you notice, them little children that were stuck in that cave, they start drinking piss after a couple of days. What are you going to do? Just like the show The Walking Dead. The dead motherfuckers, they talking about us. The ones that are walking around scrounging to get something to eat, that'll do anything, even eat flesh to survive. Wake up. Wake up. Better start linking together with your brothers and sisters and stop all this bullshit. Start taking up and speaking up for those who are persecuted in the media. Make those who have millions and billionaires, I'm all for snatching them motherfuckers up. Make them spread their wealth. Make them share the wealth. Make them build shit for our protection. Because, see, some of these niggas think that it's going to be all over when they leave. No. Life going to continue to go on. That's the same way motherfuckers thought in 1800 that the world was going to come to an end. I'm going to continue this conversation later on my next video. If you have any questions, please contact me. And as always, brothers and sisters, Hotep Black Power.